Hello everybody, Sam from Miniclip here, and I hope you're enjoying Bike Rivals as much as we are. Now, Bike Rivals can be a tricky game, and beating your friends and getting to the top of the leaderboards isn't always easy. That's why we've gone straight to the developers to get some helpful hints to help you get those 3-star times. The first one is easy, just don't crash. I know it sounds obvious, but it's impossible to get 3 stars on any course if you crash at any point before finishing it. So make sure that if you do, you hit that little retry button and start all over again whenever something like this happens. Next up, one wheel equals more speed. Now, I'm not sure how realistic this is, I'm not a real motocross driver. But when driving, you'll generally go faster when pulling a wheelie than you would if both wheels were touching the ground at the same time. This obviously doesn't apply 100% of the time. You have to take into account the lay of the terrain and the track that you're on, but as a general rule, try and pop a wheelie wherever you can if you're travelling along a straight piece of track. If you've got real skills, try doing it uphill, like you can see here. As well as the speed boost you'll get, you'll also be filling up your nitro bar, which is helpful in itself. Another interesting fact is that when landing from a jump, landing just on your back wheel is the quickest way to maintain speed, so try and do that whenever you can. It's not easy though. Something to remember in regards to jumping is that more air doesn't always necessarily equal more speed. When you're hitting these huge jumps with multiple spins and it looks awesome, it might not always be the best thing to do if you're looking for a fast time. You generally travel forward slower when you're floating through the air than you would if you were on the ground accelerating. And the nitro you'll gain by doing all these cool flips probably still won't be enough to offset the difference. By all means, flip and gain nitro when you have a big jump, but if you can minimize the air, try and do so to see if you can increase your time. The best way to learn something is to look at other people doing it and then do it better. And Bike Rivals lets you do this by downloading other people's ghosts. If you can't figure out quite how these people are getting their amazing times, simply press their name on the global leaderboard and it'll download the ghost to your device. Next time you start the race, instead of racing your own best time, you'll be racing that particular person's. And by watching them and looking carefully at the moves they're making, hopefully you can shave some seconds off your own time and perhaps even beat them in the process. Finally, practice makes perfect. We're all agreed on that. And Bike Rivals lets you retry any track for free once you've started it. Selecting a track from the map screen is what costs 1 block of the fuel gauge, but once you're in the track, you can retry as many times as you like for free. Over and over again. You could do it hundreds of times if you had the time and patience. I don't think I do. That said, just hit the retry symbol in the top left of the screen, and when the race is over, you can start again at no extra cost. Hopefully some of these tips will help you climb the global leaderboards in Bike Rivals and gain fame and fortune, or at least fame and fortune in a mobile game about driving bikes over ridiculous terrain. If for some strange reason you haven't downloaded Bike Rivals yet, and if that's the case, I'm not sure why you're watching this video, feel free to download it here on iOS and here on Android, or alternatively play it directly on miniclip.com here. Thanks for watching.